Hey, what's going on, everybody? We got Mr. Cam and Ron from both of them are from Happi Travel, and they're going to be kind of talking with us through you know how they got started and what makes them different than the big, I guess, monopolies that exist out there. How you doing today, Mr. Cam?
Doing awesome, brother. How about you?
Living the dream, sir. Sticking in
Come
there.
on, baby.
Yep. What about you, Ron? How you doing, man?
I am doing great. Couldn't ask for anything better.
Yep, I'm the same way, brother. Um, So, Cam, what inspired you to start this Happi Travels, man?
Well, I'll tell you what, I come from a traditional business background, owned a high tech recruiting firm in Atlanta, Georgia for a number of years, and traditional business, et cetera. And then being in a high tech recruiting situation, 2001, the tech sector took a dive. I was making a ton of money, having a ton of fun. I was an underwear entrepreneur, working from home, placing people in incredible jobs at Coca-Cola, Georgia Pacific, great Georgia companies. I had a ton of fun, but always had a passion for travel. And so when the tech sector took a dive, my family and I we had money in the bank. So for 6 months, we went on 2 European cruises, 2 cruises down to the Southern Caribbean, snow skiing with the family out in Colorado twice, 2 snow ski trips with the boys out in Lake Tahoe. And after 6 months of traveling like a rock star, I needed to get my butt back to work. And I actually answered a tiny ad in the newspaper that said, if you didn't earn $3,000 last week part-time working from home in your skivvies in the largest, sexiest industry in the world, call this number. And I did. In 2001, I built an organization. It was a travel company. It was a startup. I got bit by the bug. In 10 years, built an organization of 230,000 in-home travel agents nationwide. It was making $2 to $3 a month. Not a lot of money, but $2 to $3 a month times 230,000 gets really exciting. We took the company public. I retired. But once Josh, once you get bit by that bug, the travel bug, you got to keep doing it, right?
Yep.
But the problem is in the world today, it's expensive with inflation, with everything that's going on in the world, crazy politics. People need to save money. People need travel because it's scientifically proven that travel brings happiness. Josh or Ron, I could ask you the question, what did you get for Christmas when you were in second grade? You might go,
No idea.
I don't know. I don't remember. Well, I remember I went on my first cruise in second grade. I went on my first cruise. I remembered that. Didn't remember the toys, didn't remember the bike, didn't remember the stuff, but I do remember the different vacations I took with my family. And so what we did, Mike Darling and I, and you can interrupt me anytime, but Mike Darling and I, we're business partner. We own 9 different companies. We own Travel Gig, which is a marketing company that markets the Happi Travel wholesale platform that has 8 booking engines, wholesale booking engines, save up to 80% on resorts and rentals, Airbnb, VRBO type things. And our mission and our goal was to make it affordable for the masses to be able to plug into the platform for kind of like the Sam's Club model, Costco, $99 a year. You have full access to save thousands and thousands of dollars. And just really over the last 3 weeks, we changed our pricing from $298 a year with no monthly to $99 a year. And we're kind of wanting to do what Ford did back in the day when he created the automobile and the manufacturing model, where his goal, his mission was for every single one of his workers to be able to afford an automobile. automobiles back then cost the price of 2 different houses when you bought an automobile back in the early 1900s. And so what we did is we want to have that same mission where we want to make it so simple, so easy for people to experience happiness at a wholesale price. But then on top of it, we give a one-time promotion where somebody, when they upgrade to $99 for the whole year, they get an $899 complimentary cruise from us to get them excited about doing what? Traveling the world. And that's what we did. And so we're on a crusade.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So I got some questions for you. So when you traveled around with your family before you started the business, why did you what made you pick those certain areas? Like oh, hey, we're going to go to Lake Tahoe, we're going to go to France. You know what I mean? What made you choose those areas?
Sometimes you want to go where you've already gone. And I've already gone to Lake Tahoe. I lived in South Lake Tahoe when I was in college, went out there to work in the casinos, and I'm 6'5", and I was 20 years old. And so I could not work on the casino floor. You have to be 21. And so I was put in the kitchen with Filipinos that were 4'11", right? And so you got lurch in there in South Lake Tahoe. All my friends were 21, 22. And so they got to see everything. I got to see nothing. I was stuck in a kitchen, but it's such a beautiful place. So that's why I went back to South Lake Tahoe. I had never been to Europe before. And so I just saw these incredible cruises. I said, I'm an impulsive dude. And so I said, let's go. We did Europe, we did France, we did Spain, all the different big hot spots. And we've done it probably 6 times since. So that's awesome.
Well, have you guys ever been to any Asian countries?
Yeah, I've been to Japan, been to China. Went to China many times. Exactly. Flew to China. It's a horrible trip when you're 6'5". If you're not in business class, I learned that the first time I was in regular class because honestly, you're flying from Atlanta, Georgia to Seattle. Then you're flying into Beijing, and we were in Guangzhou, and we so it's a 24-hour deal. To do that. So never again, always business class when you travel international.
Yes, sir. I know all about it. My wife's actually from Okinawa, Japan. So
beautiful. Wow.
Yeah. So it's like the Hawaii of Japan. So she'll
definitely. It really is. It really is.
She'll be interested in learning about all this travel stuff. I'm like, hey, yeah, we had a conversation with a travel agent. She's like, oh, we going back to Japan?
Yeah. I love the sushi, baby.
Yep. She's all about it.
So good.
All right. What about you, Ron?
Hey,
how'd you get
into
not
to interrupt you guys, but Josh, I want to make sure that we're not to interrupt you. I want to make sure we're clear on exactly what this is. So it's not a travel agency. It's a travel website that gives you access to the wholesale prices. So, a lot of people, they go use travel agents or they go in and do it themselves, right? So this allows you to go in and see the wholesale prices just like the travel agents and stuff have access to.
That's cool.
Yeah. And you can book it. When you're a member, you book it and you're saving, the spread of the margin. We're passing the entire savings margin to the member.
Yeah,
so it's hot.
Yeah.
So I can tell you. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, how are you all able to, because everybody, wants to do good things for people, but how are you all still able to make money?
That's a really good question. The way to make money in this arena, because there's other companies out there that are charging $500 upfront, and then they're charging $199 a month, right? And they're not even providing 8 wholesale booking engines. And in many ways, a lot of them are, I don't want to say pyramid, but they're based on recruiting, not on customers. And so our model is to go to the masses and literally have millions of moms. Most of the people that are making decisions for the families is the moms, the
Mm-hmm.
moms. And, millions of doctors, millions of attorneys, millions of realtors, that's where we make our money. And we own all pieces of our business. We own the marketing company. We own the back end. We own the booking engine. We own Happi Travel. We own the contracts on all of the different millions of feeds that come in from all the hotels from all over the world. And so, when you own the back end of your business, you don't have to jack it up like all these other companies that are white labeling somebody else's deal,
Yeah,
right?
and
And
they have all
so,
this overhead.
exactly. So that's how we're able to pass on the savings and make it so. And then on top of it, on the marketing side, I don't know if we were getting into the marketing side or not, Ron, but on the marketing side, we pay out 66% of the commit. 66% of the 99 is paid out for the people that are word of mouth sharing this with customers.
Mm,
So
that's cool.
that's a small margin to run the company, but on top of all the things and the goodies, and when somebody renews after they've been in a year, we give them a 7-day vacation to exotic places for 4 people in a family.
Man,
And
that's
that's
awesome.
sticky. That's sticky.
Yeah. Well, it's wild, that more people don't know about this, and that it kind of gets, I want to say, almost suppressed by the larger companies that, oh, hey, just go to kayak.com. I was guilty of that myself, because I thought I was getting a deal, but like, oh, look, it's comparing all these different sites. And then come to find out they're all owned by the same company or same 2 companies.
Dude, exactly, bro. Basically, Priceline and Expedia run it all. They own the Travagos. They own the trip this and that. They own all of them, and so we're not going after the little direct sales companies that are out there that are selling
Mhm.
for $500 and $200 a month. That's not even our competition. We're going directly at the Expedias of the world, the Orbits, the Pricelines. They're retail. And they got smoke and mirrors out there,
Mhm.
and they're trying to make you think that, crossing out this price and you get this price. Well, when you go on Happi Travel, you can see what the competition, even as a free member, you can see what the competition is. You can click on a live link right in the Happi Travel platform, click it, and it opens up to their site and it shows you what they're charging. And it shows what obviously we're charging to strip out all of the retail BS that's going on out there with all the
Mhm.
different retail sites. So
That's awesome. So, and like, what makes you guys choose, like, what areas, or what cruises you guys offer,
Yeah.
or
go ahead,
like,
Ron.
No, I was going to say, you asked how's Cam and them make money. So if you look at some of the bigger agencies or search engines, we talked about Priceline and Expedia. Think about the Super Bowl we just saw. Like Booking.com is one of the big ones, right? It cost
Yeah.
them $7 million to put an advertisement on there. Like we don't, and I say we, Cam and them, they don't advertise and pay out $7 million. They let other people that are part of the company, the affiliates, and I call myself a website promoter affiliate. They share and profit with us to help allow us to spread the word
mm,
out there. And then
And
I'll
now,
just go ahead and start on how did I get involved with this, right? So basically it was for tax reasons. I started looking online and I was like, man, taxes are killing me. I need to start me a little uh, side business, part-time business, and try to make some money because I'm getting eat up every year by taxes. So I just Googled, travel businesses. Me and my wife, we love to travel, so that's kind of where I wanted to start. And I do not remember how, where, what I've stumbled across Happi Travel. I don't remember, but I saw it and I said, it's free to look at it. I'll look at it. Let me see. And man, these prices that just pop up on here, you're talking $200 rooms for $100, you're saving per night. So you go somewhere for 3 or 4 days, you just save several $100. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, this is not real. This is some Nigerian crap. They're trying to get your information. That was my initial thought. So a week goes by and I'm still thinking I need a business, and what about that Happi Travel? Is that real? Like I'm scared of it. I don't want to log into it and put my credit card information there. That's exactly how I felt. So I kept digging around and I saw another guy that was involved with it. His name's Greg Bahoon. Cam is very familiar with him. He's one of the leaders of the company.
Mm.
And so I messaged him because I was interested. I wanted to know about this company. So I messaged him. I said, hey, man, can I call you about this? I need to ask you some questions. He's like, sure. So we had a Zoom call and I was like, hey, is this real? Have you ever used this company? He's like, yeah, I've saved. And at the time, I think it was a couple $1,000. He's, telling about these trips and all. And I was like, yeah, but I said, I don't want to be involved with a multi-level marketing. I hate multi-level marketing companies because I've done it before and it feels like you're harassing people. And he's like, this is not multi-level marketing. This is basically you're telling somebody about a website to go and save money. That's how we're spreading information. And then Happy Travel will pay you to do that. And I was like, oh, really? Okay, that sounds great, man. Let me think about it. So I thought about it for like another week, and then it was just eating me up. I kept looking at the site and, like, what if I went here? What if I went there? And just seeing deal after deal. And these savings, man, they're not $10 a night. I mean, there are some on there that's like, save $10 a night or whatever, but sometimes you can go and save $200 or $300 a night and say, go on a vacation and save couple of $1,000s. And I'll give you a couple of examples from what I did last year. I went to Chicago for a treatment. My wife had a medical treatment,
Mm-hmm.
and everywhere I looked, $400 a night hotel rooms. Went to Happy Travel, and it was $200 a night, that's huge, man. Now we only went for one day, so we only saved $200. But had we went for more than that, $200 times 3 days is $600. That's way more than the membership price. But the blessing I got out of that was that my wife got evaluated for a medical device. It's a leg sleeve that kind of helps you. It's like EMS. It triggers electrical impulses and kind of helps you walk a little bit. The
Yeah,
down payment on that, $200. So
Wow.
the $200 that I saved from the hotel, I was able to use it for a medical device. And
that's
man,
awesome.
that's a blessing. I could have gave it to the hotel, I could have gave it to Expedia or whoever for their profit, for their CEO, for their stock or whatever. But instead I was able to use it for my family.
Yeah, for their
And
corporate
then
bonuses and all that.
I had a couple of trips down to Orlando. Yeah, yeah. Had a couple of trips down to Orlando. Not the $200 a night, but it was $50 a night. So you're talking, over a long weekend, 4-day weekend, just save $200. So all in all, without going into every single destination I went to, well, I only went to 4, but either way, shorten it up a little bit, I saved $1,200 last year. And at the
That's
time,
awesome.
I paid $298 for this membership. Is $1,200 worth $298? Absolutely. Is $1,200 worth $99? Oh my God! If that's so easy. I'll give you an example from this year. And this isn't huge, but it's just it's the same idea. So me and my son, we're going to Punta Cana next week
Mm.
for a wedding. Well, we're flying down to Orlando and we have an overnight layover. That's just the way the flights work. And I wanted a hotel close so we could just go crash for a few hours and come back to the hotel a couple miles away. I'm staying in a La Quinta. That's a lower tier hotel, and I'm saving $15. Now, $15, that's not huge, but the thing only costs $99, right? And the
Mm-hmm.
reason I say that at La Quinta is because I'm only crashing there for 6-7 hours. I don't need to stay at a Hilton. I don't need to stay at a Marriott. They were
Mm-hmm.
available, and they ran over $200, and I think the savings on that, if I remember, were somewhere between $50 and $70 a night. So I could have saved more money if I wanted to,
Mm.
but there was no reason in this instance.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I mean, that's just to me, that's why it's so valuable. You don't have to go on vacation. You can just go do little things. You could have a Valentine's weekend, with your significant other, and stay at a local hotel and easily save money. So that's why I like it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We just got back from a cruise. Didn't mean to interrupt, but we just got back from a cruise. Did a 10-day. Ron knows about this, but we did a 10-day cruise, deep Southern Caribbean. My wife and I, and then her sister and brother-in-law. They surprised her. They showed up on the trip and surprised her. I knew I was inside the deal. I knew what was going to happen. We're sitting out on the deck, beautiful, balmy day, just unbelievable. Having a glass of wine, and then all of a sudden, from around, they came around and showed up and total excitement. Oh my God, we're going to be on a cruise together for 10 days. Oh my gosh. Well, they paid $1,900 more than we did, and we were in the ocean view balcony suite veranda. They had a balcony, but it was not a veranda suite, and so and they paid $1,900 more than we did for the exact same cruise, and we were upgraded a little bit from where they were. And $1,900, that's just one trip, and we booked it right through Happi Travel. And so, you know, you can save a little, you can save a lot. If you're a traveler, it's an absolute no-brainer. Even if you're not a traveler, people need it for their psyche.
Mm-hmm.
We live in an insane world. And I don't know about you, but if you're booking a trip 6 months out and you're booking that airline ticket and the resort, your happy hormones rise, oxytocin, all your happy hormones rise because of the anticipation and the excitement and the hope of going somewhere 6 months. It affects your happiness while you're booking the trip. And then you want to get the happy hormones to go even higher is when you see that you saved $1,900 on that trip. Because saving money, I don't care, you can make all the money in the world, but if you're not saving money, you're saving money is making money. It's more money in your bank account. So
Yeah, there's somebody that I think of, you know, just off the top of my head. Her name's Sam. She's one of my good friends. She's a travel nurse, and she, you know, always goes and travels, and you know, 2-3 times a year. So this is something I'm definitely going to push towards her. Like, hey, I know you use a travel agent, but check this out too. You know,
absolutely. And guess what? She knows 10 other traveling nurses that when she starts saving money, not because she has to, not because she's going to make money, she's going to share about it because she's excited about the savings, right? And she's
yeah,
going to naturally
exactly.
share about it. And she's not like saying, hey, join this thing. It's $500 down and then $200 a month. That's $99. And then you get a 4-night, 5-day complimentary cruise for 4 nights, 5 days for just upgrading to be, you know, $99. All they have to do is pay the taxes, fees, and port charges like you'd have to do for any cruise, right?
Yeah.
And we're giving that to them, one-time promotion. When they get there, they get a one-time promotion to be able to take advantage of that.
Yeah, that's awesome. So another thing too, when you guys offer all these trips and, you know, different locations, so is it just the continental U.S. or is it worldwide?
Worldwide. Great question. Major cities or even our event tickets, you know, click on the events tickets,
Mm-hmm.
and it comes up every major city, every minor city in the world. There's events going on. Everything from tours to U2 in Vegas, which I
Yeah.
just did that last
Yeah.
week. I went to Vegas. Have you done it?
No, no, no.
It was in the Sphere, right?
Yeah, yeah, that Sphere is cool, man.
I saved $25 on my tickets over all my buddies that went, and now they're happy travelers because the hotel, we stayed at the Mirage, which I typically wouldn't stay at the Mirage, but that's where they were staying. And we ended up, you know, last minute, I'm like, okay, I'll stay at the Mirage because it's better to be where everybody is.
Mm-hmm.
And so I booked the Mirage, $63 a night, and they paid $169. So I saved, and we're there for 3 nights, 4 days.
Mm.
And so I saved 3 times the cost of being a happy traveler, an upgraded VIP,
Yeah,
so
just in one trip.
just on one quick trip. Yep.
That's awesome. So here's, say if somebody's just getting into traveling, what are some like tips and stuff that you guys would recommend?
Well, once we have got tutorials built in. We got 2 things. We got the website, and those people that want to share it, like you were saying, Josh. Hey, I know traveling nurses that are traveling all the time, and they're paying retail when they're traveling, and they do have choices. We've got 2.5 million hotels and resorts worldwide, and they might as well save the money and go. I encourage people go in and get to know the 8 different booking engines, compare, etc. But then on the other side, the marketing side, where it's all mobile app, we own a company called 212 Technologies, and we've had over 20 million users on the platform, the 212 Technologies platform, and it's mobile app. It's called Travel Gig app. And the word gig means we're in the gig economy. People are wanting to make extra money delivering food. Grubhub, there's an app for that, right?
Yeah.
People want to make money driving people around. There's Uber, there's Lyft, right? And they make an extra bit of money. It's a side gig, and travel gig is just that. It's a side gig. Somebody wants to make some extra money sharing an incredible travel wholesale premier booking engine. They can do that, and they can do it from the app. And in the app, training, tutorials, every single module in there. It's cartoonified for people like me that have to understand things on a 5th grade level. So that's what I would encourage somebody that's on the marketing side, FAQs, videos, all driven video stuff. Why? So that Ron doesn't have to be the answer guy, right? It's all baked into the app. Same thing with the travel booking engine. If anybody's ever booked on Expedia, Orbitz, Travelocity, our booking engine, it's more robust because it has the cruises. Some of the Expedias of the world, they don't have cruises, right? And we have cruises. We got event tickets, air. We've had people save going on business class $1,950 for 2 people, international, booking it on the Happi Travel airline booking engine. And there's very small margins in flight. Okay, if you just you're a regular travel, you're flying in coach, there's not a big savings there, right? And we tell people that right up front. But if you're going to go business class, first class, there's big savings, on our booking engine for people that want to travel first class and business class.
Yep. And like you said, because obviously my wife's from Okinawa, so we'll be traveling to Okinawa pretty frequently. So, and if I don't care who you are, unless you're, like my wife or shorter, then you're not going to have a good time if you're in the normal, coach or even economy.
Right.
Just because you're cramped in there, or if you get an exit row, then you're good.
How tall is your wife?
She's 5'3", I think.
So 5'3". Yeah. You leave her in coach and you book first class.
Yep.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I think she was like, "Hey, yeah, you stay in coach, and I'm going to go to first class."
Yeah, that's what will happen too. You know it.
So Josh, I'd like to talk, my side a little bit of the business portion of it. What's a gym that you go to, or maybe you're familiar with in your area?
So gym in my area that I actually go to is called Florence Strength and Conditioning, and my buddy actually runs it. But there's a
okay.
So his gym, and then the what is it? Planet Fitness, Crunch Time Fitness, Anytime Fitness. It's like everything, just like, hey, just throw fitness in the name and put it out.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's just look at it from this point of view, right? So you go to the gym that your buddy owns, and I'm assuming he does a good job. You enjoy it, right? And then if somebody comes around you and they're like, "Hey, Josh, do you know a good gym? I need to get in shape." And you're going to recommend your buddy's gym, right?
Yeah.
And then what if your buddy said, "Josh, I appreciate you sending me some customers, man. And because you're sending me, customers, I'm going to give you a percent of the membership fee. You pay whatever you pay a month or whatever. I'm going to give you some of that back." And
Mm.
that's the way that travel gig, the separate company, the marketing company of Happi Travel works. Is we go around, we're website promoter affiliates. That's what my name for it. I think most people just say affiliates,
Mm.
and we just say, just like we're doing right now. We're like, look, if you're going to book a trip, sure, look at Expedia, look at Travelocity, look at Kayak, but don't forget about Happi Travel, because there's a very good chance that you're going to save some money as long as the wholesale rooms are out there, right?
Yeah.
And if they go and look at it, they're like, holy, just like I did, they go and look at it and they're like, holy cow, how can these rooms be $100 cheaper a night? It's because they're wholesale. The market puts these rooms out there because they know they're only going to book, say, 80% of their total rooms, and then so 20% they're like, hey, we'll sell these a little bit cheaper, we'll give these out here on the open market for you guys to have access to.
Yeah.
Expedia, the bigger companies, they say, appreciate the wholesale prices, we're going to mark them back up to about what you charge retail, and
Yep.
we'll market them and we'll keep the difference. Happi Travel says, hey, appreciate the discounts, because you're a member, we'll let you book it for the same thing that we book it for. And if you tell other people about this, great deal you got, we'll even share our profits with you. And something that we didn't really mention yet is so you get 33% of every membership, and then you also get, depending on how hard you work and the better that you do, the better that you do, you get part of the company profits that they share with you, right? So if you just tell a couple of people, you might get a little smidge of company profit share. If you tell a lot of people and direct a lot of people to the website, then you get a bigger portion of it. So, I mean, it has a potential where you can make a really good side income. And there's actually some people that do this full time. I've talked to a couple of people in the company that are like, dude, I do this. This is my full time job. So, really good, good little side hustle at the least, and maybe a full time hustle if you wanted to go that route.
Yeah. Because I mean, even that's what I do now, man. I mean, not obviously not working for Happy Travels, but it's just
Yeah.
the fact that referrals and word of mouth is the best advertising that you could ever pay for, set up,
hmm
100%.
whatever. Because I know that the big booking.com or whatever, they spend all that money on the Super Bowl commercial, whatever. I would much rather have a network of people. Because one, if you treat them right and if you do right by
hmm
people, one, they will never forget it, and two, they're going to tell everybody they know about it. So
Yeah,
that's the big one. So
hmm
if you make sure that
great point.
yeah, so if you make sure you take care of people, they will make sure they take care of you by nonstop, referrals for you.
Yeah. We got
Yeah. So
24/7 customer support. Expedia sucks. I'm just telling you. If you have an issue, problem, you got 24/7 chat. Go on there. It's floating right in the booking engine. It's like a little blue bubble. You click on that bad boy and you're talking to somebody within a minute. And, you know, if there's an issue or misspelling or, whatever, when you booked it, you're talking directly to the back end technology team on the travel side of the business, and you get it's 24/7. Gives a lot of peace of mind,
Mm. So
having that.
yeah, speaking of peace of mind, so say if something happens and but oh man, well we're not gonna be able to make this trip, because say my kid broke their leg or something, heaven
Yeah.
forbid. But say an emergency comes up, are they able to get, I guess, travel insurance, or is that baked into the deal?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah. You can get travel insurance. Yep. Absolutely. But each hotel is different. Some
mm,
hotels have a 72-hour cancellation policy.
okay,
We do not control that. Just totally upfront. We don't we don't dictate to the hotel. Actually, the hotels dictate to us a little
mm,
bit.
mm-hmm,
Where it's when you're going to book the trip, you read down. It gives you all of the different. If there's an extra fee when you go to Vegas, there's a lot of times Orlando, big what do you call them? Tourist traps like that. If you don't want to pay a hotel fee, you can read right there before you book it if there's an extra hotel fee, what the taxes are, all of that, what parking is, what the cancellation policy is. Sometimes you can cancel right up until the same day, but it is hotel to hotel.
Okay. Or,
Cam, I
airline to
don't know if you,
airline.
yeah, Cam, I don't know if you've seen this or not, but I was booking something late last year, and I went to the hotel website, and they're actually charging like something like, I can't remember exactly what it's called, like a convenience fee or something. And then you read what you get for it. I think it might have been a resort fee, but it wasn't a resort. It was just like a hotel.
Right.
And you look and see what it, and this is on the hotel website. You look and say, why are you charging me this extra money? And it's stuff that you used to get for free. So like the gym or coffee. Of course, I'll throw in the phone,
Internet.
Wi-Fi and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like, dude, we used to get this stuff free. Now you're charging like $20 a day for it. It's just, it's getting
Yeah.
ridiculous out there.
And even on ours, even on ours, but we tell you up front. We don't wait till you get to the resort and all of a sudden they're saying, yeah, there's a $39 resort fee every day. And if you don't like that, that's okay. You can go right across the street to the Marriott, not the Schmarriott, but the actual Marriott that doesn't charge a resort fee. So you got the ability to choose and read a little bit because we tell you up front. We don't want surprises, at the very end. You get there and you check in, you're like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So we're very
awesome.
transparent.
Yeah. That's key, man. Because,
But I do want to be clear.
Go ahead.
Josh, I keep interrupting you. I
Nope, you're
apologize,
fine,
buddy.
man.
I do want to be clear, though, that these are not additional fees for Happi Travel. These are fees that the hotels are charging you anyway.
Right.
Like these are not, oh, you use Happi Travel, well, here's you an extra fee. This is just fees that the hotels are charging as part of the full price.
Good point.
It's funny because that's what the other big, conglomerates do. They do charge you something else because, oh, hey, you may have gotten a discount here, but we're going to kind of take that back on this fee that we charge you.
Right.
So
no doubt about it.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, agree. Yeah, and another thing, just while we're talking about that, taxes, right? Taxes and different things. On the front of our site, there's a little blue circle right under the price where you wave your, not wand, what do you call it, cursor, right over the little blue, and it pops up. It shows you everything up front. Expedia Orbit's Priceline. You have to click through. You choose your trip, you choose your room, you choose this, you put in your credit card information, and then you get to the end, and it's like, oh, wait a minute. But you've done all that. They got you 7-8 clicks in. What are you going to do? You're just going to go ahead and book it, right?
Yep.
We show you up front, right there, the little blue dot. You'll see it, Happi Travel, little blue dot, and that gives you the all upfront information so that you don't waste time clicking in. If you don't like what the taxes are that the hotel's charging or a resort fee, whatever, in advance, and you just scroll down to the next hotel. And again, even with the taxes and fees, etc., we're still, and it tells you the percentage up in the left-hand corner of every single hotel, resort, etc. It tells you the percentage savings over retail. And then down, it shows you at the bottom of it, it shows you Priceline. It shows you their price. And you can click on that live link and go right on over there just to make sure that we're telling the truth, which we are. But it's just a lot of people don't want you going and doing the comparison. We do. We want you comparing.
Yep. Well, because it just shows the.
Hey, Cam.
Yeah.
Cam, that's a great point that you made me think about too, because you were talking about taxes and stuff. So not only, say, a $200 a night hotel, if you're getting it for $100, you got to think about that 10% tax and stuff.
Right.
Boom, you just save 10% on taxes.
That's right.
Right. So you save $10 just on, between the $200 and $100 hotel. So you mentioned that made me think about it.
Yeah. And also, when you're in the travel business, I'm not a CPA, but you can write off the $99 for the platform. Why? Because you're a traveler. You're a traveler. You're in the travel business on Travel Gig marketing travel products. And what are you doing? You're going on these different trips. Why? So that you can have word of mouth to tell, hey, I just got back from the Fiesta Americana Live Aqua in Mexico, all inclusive, premium liquors, premium everything, sitting out on the beach at the Live Aqua Resort. You pull up into the resort and there's two white Rolls Royces when you walk in the door, sitting there parked out in the deal. The spa, sitting out on the beach, and they're bringing you 3-tiered fajitas while you're on the beach, and they're bringing you fajitas and pina coladas and Bahama Mamas. I'm getting excited. I need a trip.
Yeah.
But it's tax deductible, not the whole trip. But while you're on the trip, what are you going to do? You're going to talk to people.
Yep.
You're going to talk to people. You're going to market. While you're on that resort, you're in the pool. You're getting to know people. You pull out your phone. You got a QR code that you can share this. They get out their camera, QR code, and next thing you know it, they're looking at it. They're joining as a Happi Travel customer. What are you doing? You're working. You're working, man, on that vacation. You're working. And so that creates another savings on tax deductible travel. And as I say, recommend going to your CPA. They'll tell you how much you can write off, and even meals, entertainment, travel, as far as your mileage in your car. So there's a number of things that, again, for a $99, it's crazy.
Well, and then I'm sure you guys have already thought of this, but for someone like me, a financial advisor or in a health and life insurance agent, whatever, you guys can kind of target those individuals because they're traveling anyway, right? So they're traveling and going and talking to their clients. You may have a client, because as a financial advisor, you can be nationwide. So say you got a client that's down in Tennessee or Georgia, I'm based out of Kentucky. So what am I going to do? I'm going to look at hotels in the area or Airbnb or, whatever. But if I have, Happi Travel and I have this site that shows me, oh, hey, hey, dude, I can just go stay in the Courtyard Marriott and have like my own suite for cheaper than I could have bought just a normal room there,
Exactly.
And then that whole time, just me being me, I'm going to tell people, but hey, man, because me being an advisor, it's my fiduciary duty to try to save my clients money.
100%.
So I'm like, hey, man, I saved some money doing this. Check it out. I'm not telling you to do it, but just go check it out and see if you like it. Like you said, do some comparisons, go to Priceline, go to Kayak, and see what the cost difference is, man.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
And Josh, you asked earlier, you said, why has nobody ever heard of this company? Like, how come it's not bigger than what it is? Well, Cam, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm going off of memory here. So Cam and Mike started the company pre-COVID, and then COVID hit, right? Travel shut down. So they kind of had to pause it, right? And then so after COVID, we kind of came out of it. Then they started ramping up hard. So it's only been a couple of years. The company has only been pushing hard for a couple of years. Cam, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep. Yeah. So we've put this thing together over the last. Go ahead. There must be a delay there.
Back to why. Yeah, back to why don't more people know about it? Because they have the same reaction I had. Like, so whenever I got online, I was like, this is some scam stuff. I'm gonna click on the link. I'm gonna get a virus. Somebody's gonna steal my information. That's what I thought. So unfortunately, because everybody's mindset's like that, you actually have to talk to them like we're talking now, and you have to say, dude, I've done it. Like, I'm telling you, it's not a scam. It's for real, and this is a story behind it. And until we can get it out there to the masses where people start hearing about it and changing their mindset, this is the way that we kind of have to pursue the growth of the company.
But great question, Josh. Honestly, we did have to. We didn't launch, so we were ready to launch 2 weeks before COVID, right?
Mm.
Before it hit the U.S., Seattle, Washington is where that first incident happened. And my business partner, a lot smarter than me, I'm like, let's go. And he's like, dude, we need to watch this thing because you don't want to launch a rocket ship into a storm, and you get broken up, you get destroyed. And I'm like, no, let's go. I said, dude, do you really think that if this is in China? People are wearing masks in China. People are never going to come to the United States. They're not going to be wearing masks in the United States. It's over there. And he goes, yeah, but I think we should watch it. 2 weeks later, 15 incidents, 150 incidents. And so we press pause for a couple years. We just less than 2 years ago, we ramped up. We did a whisper campaign where we started tapping some shoulders. We're 2 years into this, and we just changed 3 weeks ago from $298 to $99 a year. And then we're giving that complimentary cruise for people that upgrade. So the word is getting out now, right? And even we have 32,000 customers, 32,000, right? And that's not, we're just backing out of the garage. We're going to have millions, right? But 32,000 customers, we have 27,000 affiliates. So we got more customers than we do affiliates. And the cool thing about that is that we're just getting started. And have you ever heard of Amazon? Jeff Bezos,
Yep.
right? Jeff Bezos started Amazon 25 years ago. He was an overnight success, right? We just really heard about Amazon over the last 10 years. But what about the other 15 years of busting his butt, selling used books, delivering used books that had roaches in them? All they were was a book delivery distribution company. Now they're delivering groceries. They're doing all, and the first 2 years that Jeff Bezos started Amazon, nobody knew who Amazon was. The 100 investors, except for his dad, all gave up on him. They gave up on him. Why? Because it wasn't going fast enough. Those 100 investors are kicking themselves today. they tapped out and they didn't go for the ride, so to speak, And every single company that we look at that's a big mega company, they all started out, grinding it out, getting started, building momentum. It only takes a spark to get a fire going, right? Yep. And the spark is starting to happen. So I'm patient. Our last company that I was in the travel arena, it was 3-4 years before I was making any money. But then it got to the point when I had 230,000 people paying $49.95 a month that I was making $2 to $3 a month. You could literally go buy Lamborghinis for cash, right? And so we're 2 years into this thing. I'm telling you, the timing could not be any better for anybody to get involved at this thing before we hit momentum. That's where you want to be. You want to be in the seats, locked in as a lock spot affiliate, because we don't have the typical direct sales network marketing MLM structure. We got one straight line through infinity to Pluto to Andromeda. Every single person is time and date stamped and placed directly under the last person that upgraded in the power line. And so what does that mean? It means everybody and all the effort of everybody on a monthly basis, all of that volume is going into the pools, right? It's going into the pools, which we don't need to get into details on that. But I'm just saying that it's one team, one dream working together. It's not this guy's over here and this gal's over here and we're competing with, we're all in it together, and everybody is, focused on helping people be successful instead of competing and trying to hold other people down. Everybody's pushing people up. So
that's awesome. And so Ron mentioned something that you guys have a profit sharing plan.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. The pools.
Yeah.
We've got 10 bonus pools, and all the volume that comes in from everybody in the entire company is evenly distributed to each one of those pools. And we got a bonus pool on top of the 10 for jet setters, air boss, where people come in their first week, they help 3 people become VIPs. And when they do that, they become a jet setter, right? And when someone becomes a jet setter, that's just bringing in 3 people at $99. And they, oh, by the way, got a 4-night, 5-day cruise for upgrading for $99. That's not a real hard thing if somebody's focused in their first week, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that is part of the profit sharing. When you help somebody come in and get their 3, you become an air boss where you are participating in the 11th pool, the bonus pool. And again, we could get detailed on, but it's better to actually see it, through a presentation than just on a quick podcast.
Yeah. So if somebody was interested in looking at this and, hey man, this sounds pretty interesting. So how do I get involved? Do I reach out to you guys directly? Do I just go to the website? What do I do?
Typically, Ron, do you want to handle that?
Sure.
What do you do?
I was kind of quiet. I didn't know what you were going to say on that one. Well, so we all have our links, and if I say, hey, Josh, go check out Happi Travel, I'll give you my link. And what that does is say Ron was the one that referred Josh, so that if you happen to get a VIP upgrade, that's what we call it, the membership of VIP, then it gives me credit for saying, hey, Ron sold this or introduced Josh to the membership, kind of like a sales pitch there. And then that's kind of the way that we would do it. So if I was going around and just saying, hey, try out this site, I give them my link. I shortened it, so mine is happytravelbooking.com with I, so HAPPI travelbooking.com. Yep.
So everybody in the app has a link.
Yep.
They have QR codes for the Happi Travel side. They have QR codes for the travel gig side. And you just get out your phone, or there's a link right under it. You copy that link, see the link right under the QR code, copy that link, text it, WhatsApp, WeChat, put it on Facebook, whatever. You put your link on there, somebody clicks on it, they watch a little video, and then it comes up and talks about the 2.5 million hotel properties, resorts, save up to 80% for an entire week. $399 for an entire week of the 2-bedroom condo on the beach. That's like, what? It's crazy. Yeah, and it just gives them access to your link, and everybody has got their own specific designed link connected to them. And so the more you promote your link and talk to people before you just spam them, some people invite 70 people a day, and I'm like going, that's not a proper way to do it. You want to catch up with people, and then you set them up. After you catch up, you set them up that, hey, I'm going to send you a link, dude. I want to check it out. And there is a one-time promotion where you get a free, a complimentary cruise for just upgrading for $99 a year to have full access to everything. And they're just like, what? Yeah. Boom. Send them the link.
Like, yeah, dude, I'm telling you, go check it out. Boom.
That's it. You got it.
Yep.
You got it.
Yep. Thank you for that clarity there, Cam.
No, appreciate you, man.
Well, I will definitely say, Ron, you better be sending me that link, dude, because I'm gonna check it out, man.
All right, I'll send it to you via email.
All right,
for sure. And then if you want to talk some more, we can. Hey, it sounds like we might be trying to wrap it up. Cam, do you have like 2 minutes just to talk about the improvements of Happi Travel? Because this has improved dramatically since I've been around, just since last year. And if I remember right, you guys only started with Happi Trips, and now we have 8 booking engines.
Yeah.
And the reason I bring that up is because you talked about how Amazon evolved, and Amazon went from selling books to what they are now. And I just kind of would like to give a glimpse of how Happi Travel is evolving and growing and getting better.
Yeah, we started out with Happi Trips, which are the kind of land tour packages where they're customized, created for the individual that wants to go on a 10-day kind of a land cruise, you know, but you're on buses and there was some limited ability to choose your dates on those kind of things because, you know, you start in Memphis, Tennessee, and then you end up in Nashville and you're, you know, all these kind of things. And so you can't just like go to Nashville. You got to start in Memphis. You got to go on all these different land tours. That was the Happi Trips product that we first came out with 2 years ago. Then we have built relationships. We've done acquisitions where we bought 40-year-old brick and mortar travel agency. So they've been in business for 40 years. We have all the different exclusive contracts with all the different feeds. And it's very technical. You know, you got all these different, you know.
But what you just said, Cam, is probably the biggest part of why you guys have grown so fast. You said building relationships. That's the key, man.
100%, dude. If people, you can have the best deal on the face of the planet, best offer, complimentary cruise, but if someone doesn't like you,
you're done.
And they don't trust you, they're not going to get involved no matter what. And it all comes down to that likability, friendliness, trust, becoming fast friends with somebody that you don't know. But then from there, building relationships and tapping relationships that know you, trust you, and respect you. And you being in your arena and counseling people on their finances and giving them a game plan. This is just a piece of helping customers save money, which is a good thing for financial planners, et cetera, but also having another write-off on top of it, you know, adding a side gig. And whether you do it big or small, it doesn't matter. You're saving money even as a customer.
Yep. Yeah, that's awesome.
Good stuff. Well, dude, pleasure meeting you, Josh.
Yes, sir. Same here, Mr. Cam.
Hey, so you're what part of Kentucky you in?
So right now we're in Richwood, Kentucky, or technically Walton, Kentucky is the address, but we're about 25 miles south of Cincinnati is where we're at.
Oh, okay. Got it. I've never been there. I've been to Kentucky, but never been to your neighborhood.
Yeah. What about you?
Now I got a reason.
Where are you based out of, sir?
I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. Well, Ackworth, Georgia, north of Atlanta. Marietta, Ackworth, Kennesaw is
okay. Yeah.
That area. North of Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Mike Darling, my business partner, he's in Missoula, Montana. He's the technical wizard. He's brilliant, unbelievable, best friend that you could ever have in the world, best partner ever, you know. We own 100% of everything that we do. And I say that not like
that's awesome.
We're so smart. I'm saying we own 100% of everything so that we can't point the finger and go, oh, this vendor screwed up or that vendor screwed up or
accountability.
Accountability, number one, to ourselves, to our field. Are we perfect? Absolutely not. We're not perfect, but we're always getting better and better. And I love what you said, Ron. Amazon stubbed their toe. Do you realize 2 weeks ago, Facebook was down for 4 hours?
I didn't know that.
It's $1 trillion company and they were down for 4 hours. Can you imagine the technical people? What's going on? People are pissed. They can't get on Facebook. It was shut down for 4 hours, right? So even the big $1 trillion companies, they have bugs.
Yep.
They have to tweak, and they've been around for 25 whatever years now, you know? So.
Yeah. And so that's another thing too, you know, about Amazon and just the way that you guys have changed your, like business model or things that you offer. So say, you know, Amazon was a bookstore and then they became shipping packages. And then now they're doing AWS and cloud computing and all kinds of craziness, you know? So it's just showing that the willingness and the ability to adapt is what's going to make or break a company.
Innovation is key. What we are today isn't what we're going to be. I mean, we're staying in travel. We're not
Yep.
going to be selling lotions and potions and pills, and
Snake oils and stuff.
we're not going to be doing all that kind of stuff. We're focused on travel, but we've got new things coming out in the next. I refrain from saying exactly when, because technology is a beast. It's sophisticated. What we've got on the back end is so sophisticated. But what's cool about it is we've created something that's so sophisticated and made it simple for the average ordinary person, where if they know how to use a phone, they can do this business, right?
Yep.
I brought in a farmer, and my business partner told me this farmer had a Nokia. Remember Nokia?
Yeah.
A Nokia flip phone, right?
Jeez.
And anyway, I know we're wrapping up, but his name's Harry. Harry, the farmer up in Connecticut. His name's Harry Childs. Unbelievable guy. And he wanted to get in so bad. I said, yeah, but you need to get a smartphone because it's going to be hard to operate the business. But he was resistant. My business partner, Mike, said, listen, a taxi cab driver is not going to be an Uber driver if he doesn't know how to use a smartphone, right? Because it's app driven. Okay. But I did not listen to my business partner. I found ways to go around it, and everybody's got a link that they can share, right? And so Harry convinced me to sign him up. And every day he would send me 5 leads for me to text out to people. And I'm the CEO of the company. I'm just the kind of guy that wants to help everybody.
Yeah.
But my business partner, Mike, was right. He's like, dude, you can't do this. But he brought in so many people. He finally got a smartphone because I told him, I quit. I cannot send out invitations for you every day, 5 people a day.
Yeah.
And then he didn't have an app on his phone because Nokia doesn't have the apps. So he got a smartphone. Taxi cab drivers, if somebody doesn't want to do this business from a mobile app, and they want to keep doing the radio thing, they need to be a taxi cab driver. They can't be an Uber driver unless they're willing to migrate onto the platform that Travel Gig is on. So,
yep. You got to be able to keep up with the times.
Innovation, baby.
Yes, sir. All right, gentlemen. Well, it's been a pleasure.
Grateful.
Yes, sir. It's been a pleasure. I'm sure we're going to hop on again, but I appreciate y'all's time, and we'll do it again sometime, brother.
You got it, Josh. Appreciate you. Thanks,
thank you,
Ron,
guys,
for inviting me, man.
See you guys.
All right.